Italy didn't have a unified national cuisine until surprisingly recently in its history, because for most of the last 2,000 years, Italy wasn't actually one unified country at all. It was a patchwork of separate kingdoms, city-states, and republics, each with wildly different climates, ingredients, and culinary traditions that developed almost entirely in isolation from one another. What most people call Italian food today is really 20 distinct regional cuisines, shaped by mountains, coastlines, and centuries of separate history, all eventually folded under one flag. Today, we're traveling the length of the country, region by region, to explain exactly what makes Italian cuisine so wildly different, depending on where you are. Welcome back to Food Genesis. Let's get into it. We start in the north, in Piedmont, a region shaped heavily by its proximity to France and its rich agricultural plains. Piedmont is the birthplace of risotto alla Milanese's close cousin, but more famously, it's home to white truffles from the town of Alba, considered among the most valuable culinary ingredients on earth, along with bagna cauda, a warm dip made from garlic, anchovies, and olive oil, traditionally shared communally at the table during the region's cold winters. Piedmont is also the origin of vermouth, invented in Turin in the late 1700s, and the birthplace of the slow food movement, founded here in 1986, specifically as a protest against the opening of a McDonald's near the historic Spanish Steps in Rome. Just east, Lombardy, home to Milan, built its cuisine around rice cultivation in the region's flooded plains, rather than the pasta traditions more common further south. Risotto alla Milanese, colored a deep golden yellow with saffron, is the region's signature dish, alongside ossobuco, braised veal shanks slow-cooked until the marrow inside turns soft enough to eat with a small spoon. Lombardy is also where gorgonzola cheese originated, named after a small town near Milan where the specific mold cultures needed for its blue veining were first cultivated. Venice and the surrounding Veneto region built an entirely different culinary identity around its centuries of maritime trade dominance. Cicchetti, small bar snacks similar in spirit to Spanish tapas, reflect Venice's history as a trading hub where sailors and merchants needed quick, portable food between shipments. Risi e bisi, a thick rice and pea soup, and bacala mantecato, whipped salt cod, both reflect the region's deep historical reliance on preserved fish, since fresh seafood couldn't always reach the interior mainland before refrigeration existed. Emilia-Romagna, often considered the true culinary heart of Italy by food historians, gave the world Parmigiano-Reggiano cheese, aged for a minimum of 12 months, in wheels that can weigh up to 80 pounds, and traditional balsamic vinegar from Modena, aged in a series of progressively smaller wooden barrels, for a minimum of 12 years before it can legally carry that name. This region is also the birthplace of tagliatelle al ragù, the dish most of the English-speaking world knows incorrectly as spaghetti bolognese, a combination that would raise eyebrows among locals, since ragù is traditionally served with wide, flat tagliatelle noodles, not spaghetti at all. Tuscany's cuisine grew out of a very different history, one rooted in rural poverty and necessity, rather than trade wealth. Ribollita, a thick bread and vegetable soup, was designed specifically to use up stale bread rather than waste it, while bistecca alla fiorentina, a massive T-bone steak traditionally sourced from the region's Chianina cattle, one of the oldest cattle breeds in the world, reflects Tuscany's long tradition of cattle farming across its rolling hills. Rome and the surrounding Lazio region built their food culture around simplicity and a handful of humble ingredients transformed through precise technique. Cacio e pepe, made with only 3 ingredients, pasta, pecorino cheese, and black pepper, is deceptively difficult to make correctly, requiring exact starch and temperature control to avoid the cheese clumping into an inedible mess rather than a smooth sauce. Carbonara, another Roman classic, traditionally uses guanciale, cured pork cheek, rather than the bacon most non-Italian recipes substitute, and contains no cream at all, despite that ingredient appearing in nearly every non-Italian version of the dish sold abroad. Naples and the surrounding Campania region gave the world what many consider the single most influential culinary export in Italian history: pizza. Neapolitan pizza, granted protected status by the EU, must follow strict rules to legally carry the name, including hand-stretched dough, a wood-fired oven reaching specific temperatures, and San Marzano tomatoes, grown in the volcanic soil surrounding Mount Vesuvius. Campania is also home to mozzarella di bufala, made from water buffalo milk rather than cow's milk, giving it a noticeably softer texture and tangier flavor than standard mozzarella. Further south, Puglia, forming the heel of Italy's boot, built its cuisine around what its rocky, sun-baked terrain could actually produce reliably. Orecchiette, small ear-shaped pasta, is traditionally hand-shaped by pressing dough with a thumb, and the region produces more olive oil than almost anywhere else in the country, thanks to ancient olive groves, some containing trees estimated to be over 1,000 years old. Sicily's cuisine reflects perhaps the most complex layered history of any Italian region, shaped by waves of Greek, Arab, Norman, and Spanish rule over the centuries, each leaving a distinct culinary fingerprint behind. Arancini, fried rice balls stuffed with ragù or cheese, likely descend from rice dishes introduced during Arab rule of the island in the 9th century. Cannoli, the fried pastry tubes filled with sweetened ricotta, and cassata, a layered sponge cake. Both reflect a distinctly Arab-influenced love of sugar and elaborate pastry work rarely found further north on the mainland. Sardinia, isolated by its island geography, developed one of the most distinct food cultures in all of Italy, one that in some ways barely resembles mainland Italian cooking at all. Pane carasau, an extremely thin, crisp flatbread, originally created to survive long periods without spoiling for shepherds traveling with their flocks, remains a defining regional staple. Sardinia is also home to collurgiones, a distinctive stuffed pasta sealed with an intricate braided edge, and to some of the highest concentrations of centenarians on the planet, a phenomenon researchers have partly linked to the island's traditionally simple, plant-heavy diet. Liguria, the narrow coastal region surrounding Genoa, gave the culinary world basil pesto, traditionally made by hand in a marble mortar with a wooden pestle, using a specific small-leafed basil variety that grows uniquely well in the region's coastal microclimate. Focaccia also originates here, its characteristic dimples traditionally pressed by hand to hold pools of olive oil during baking. So here's the pattern running through every single region on this list. Italian cuisine was never actually one cuisine at all. It's 20 separate culinary histories, shaped by mountains that isolated communities from each other, coastlines that opened some regions to trade while leaving others behind, and centuries of foreign rule that left permanent culinary fingerprints in some places and none at all in others. What gets marketed abroad as simply Italian food is really an entire continent's worth of separate traditions, accidentally unified under a single flag less than 200 years ago. If this changed the way you'll look at your next plate of pasta, let us know in the comments which region's cuisine surprised you the most. And don't forget to subscribe to Food Genesis, because next time, we're breaking down every regional cuisine across Mexico.